This program is rated PG. It contains themes and scenes which may not be suitable for very young audiences. Parental guidance is advised.
Be advised that the views and opinions of the hosts and guests do not reflect those of the station.
This is our Journeys Chronicles of our Asian Century episode for the week of September 8 to September 15. And as usual, every week we have features about the engagement, people-to-people engagement of China and the Philippines. And this week we are featuring the Quezon City youth, shall we call it a youth team, representing the Philippines in the Gothia games held in Shenyang, Liaoning Province of China. And we have with us today the representative of the Quezon City Administration with the team, Mr. Kagawad JR Ubales over there, and the coach of the team, Ronald Patulin, with us also. Let's say hello, Kagawad and Coach.
Hello, good afternoon po. Thank you for having us today.
Maraming salamat po sa tanggap po sa amin. It will be wonderful to tell the story of our team that went to China.
Yes, yeah. Well, of course, we're greeting Attorney Jesus Doque also, who is the team manager. And I have two grandchildren that is with the team, si Rocco and si Manu. And we also have interviews of some of the other children who are part of the team.
Dun sa mga Asian teams. So this year, we were sent an invitation from the Shenyang City. And it just so happened po kasi na Shenyang City has a sister city partnership with Quezon City since 1993. So the mayor po, si Mayor Herbert Bautista and Vice Mayor Joy Belmonte, they took special consideration to that fact po. Kaya they really wanted to join, to have a representative of the city sent to the Gothia Cup in China for 2017.
And so, Coach, what were your impressions? This is your first trip to China,
Yes,
with
sir.
21 of your
kids.
team members, and how many parents were with you?
We have 9 parents with
9
us.
parents. So you are over 30 members in the delegation.
Yes, sir.
How was your experience in China? This is your first trip.
Yes, sir. Actually, medyo eye-opener then. We went there by Shanghai.
You took a plane from Manila to Shanghai.
To
straight.
Shanghai. So Shanghai, the airline gave us a day tour of Shanghai. So we went out, checked out our baggages and went out around Shanghai. So medyo nakakatawa, very progressive yung city. So
Were you surprised?
Yes.
Did you think that Shanghai was still like Chinatown here in
we
Binondo?
rode the Maglev.
Maglev
sa
train.
Maglev, yes.
I have not taken that. Naunahan mo pa ako.
One of the surprises that we had, for 30 kilometers, we had like almost 7 minutes.
7 minutes for 30 kilometers.
Yes, for going to Shanghai. Then we went around yung financial center. And we had lunch there. Then we were able to go out on our own dun sa may riverside. Then after a while, we went to the airport by a bus. So it took us an hour going back. So malaking gives you perspective on yung klase ng transportation nila dun sa ano. Then we transferred dun sa domestic going to Shenyang. So
Airport again?
Airport again.
again.
So talagang medyo pasyal talaga. So along the way, hindi namin alam na maglaland kami somewhere doon sa China. I don't know, I think it was a scheduled landing, but hindi kami sinabihan. Pero, syempre, added experience that we were able to visit another province, no? So,
Stopover, yeah.
So, nagkaroon ng stopover. We were lumabas muna kami ng airline, doon lang din kami sa may airport, and then after a few hours, bumalik ulit kami, and then we continue to Shenyang, and then mga 11, we landed. So, as expected, there were people waiting for us, who's been there the whole day waiting for us. Nakarating kami doon sa aming dormitory, mga 12 o'clock na.
Yeah.
Opo. Actually, for me, the event was very organized. Considering po na yung number of teams, number of athletes and coaches arriving in Shenyang. And they were very congenial naman po with handling the event. Actually, each team was assigned a guide or an interpreter at least para po mas maging easy for the team to go around if they want to go around by themselves or if they need something from the organizers. It was for me very organized for the event was very organized.
And how do you feel this affect the students and the parents that joined you in this trip? Were they as surprised as Coach Ronald? Anong feeling mo about the children's reaction? And
first, medyo hindi pa nagsisink in initially, but when in the morning, medyo nagkaroon na ng mga nandun na yung cultural differences natin. Nakita namin, number one was yung facility. So
yeah, I know. I told the children. I'm sure you had problems with the squat toilets.
So we walk every morning, and then pag maliligo kami, we had to schedule it. Kasi maraming nga masyado. Doon sa immediate dormitory namin, wala. So it was really an experience. But the kids were able to adjust.
Yeah.
So we first nag-swim kami muna doon. No? So we were able...
Swimming pools were
but the
part of the
temperature was
facility.
quite low, no?
Yeah.
Naligo kami, so medyo malamig. But syempre pag water, enjoy naman yung mga bata.
Yes.
But one of the eye-opener was sa kanila was when everybody starts coming in. So lahat kami, sama-sama kami doon sa shower room. So there were like 50, 60 people taking shower all together. So with different cultures. So some of them was just amazed, no? But I mean, I told them this was part of the learning experience that we want them to learn, no? So doon sa university, portion lang. But when we realized it was a big university, there was like one huge football field. Dalawa pa lang football field na malaki doon. So the facility was wonderful, and then they noticed yung merong bisikleta within the campus that everybody uses, pero hindi mo siya magagamit kung wala kang cellphone na mag-ano nung code. So
that's right.
That's what other. And then what we noticed also, yung motor na pumapasok doon was all electric.
So you think it's a beneficial thing to have this sister city relationship between Quezon City and Shenyang?
I believe so po na it is a partnership that should be explored more because we got to talk to some of the representatives po of the Shenyang city government. They were more than willing to explore this partnership, not just in sports pero in culture. They were also talking about transportation because we were talking to them about how developed their mass transport system is. Ayan, na-mention po ni Coach Ronald kanina yung bicycle sharing system nila, which I am a very avid fan of.
You plan to duplicate it in Quezon City?
Actually po, if it's worth mentioning now, we have this pilot program with the city government that we want to implement at the barangay level. And if this is proven to be good...
Bicycle sharing also?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Bicycle sharing system.
But you don't have the cell phone identification system?
We will go back to this basic bicycle sharing system wherein you have terminals, you bring the bicycles back whenever you use them. So if this will be a good system, this will be adapted by all the 142 barangays of Quezon City, and I believe it's a very good thing to promote. Hindi lang po kasi for environmental reasons. Number one po kasi problem talaga at this moment yung traffic talaga.
For our young people in Quezon City, do you foresee more of these things happening with China?
At the beginning of our conversation of the Gothia Cup, we were already talking about it, and they were really looking forward to working more with Quezon City, more than just through sports. So after the tournament, we had that meeting with the officials of the Shenyang city government, they were actually already planning their visit next year, early next year, so that they can have a sit-down meeting with our mayor and the vice mayor.
So make sure when your guests from China come over that we have a discussion again here
Yes, sir.
on our show. So what can you share as a last message in this discussion to our audience, Kagawad JR?
Ayun po. We are very thankful of course, to you for inviting us today and sharing our thoughts and our experiences at the Gothia Cup in Shenyang, China. What we want to leave to the audience is that any form of any program of the government, or at least any organization which pushes kids to have the opportunity to develop more and to experience things that they will not experience anywhere else, it should be supported wholeheartedly by these people, kasi we definitely need to take these opportunities for these kids to have a different way of developing themselves, and whatever improvement it will have on their lives, siguro po, yan, it's the price that we are very thankful for.
Yeah. Well, in my interview of some of the young students that was part of the team, they were very happy with the food. And of course, they found everybody very friendly.
Parang it's the Asian version of the Gothia Cup in Sweden, where teams from 42 countries participated in the football tournaments. Then QCFC was invited by the Vice President of Gothia Cup China to participate for the first time. So this is the first time that we fielded a team to Gothia Cup China. 21 players, then 4 leaders or coaches, then 10 parents.
Santo Cristo.
Santo Cristo. Santo Cristo what? Street? Santo Cristo?
Santo Cristo Elementary School.
Ayun. And you're from what school?
Santo Niño.
Santo Niño and Santo Cristo. Puro santo dito. Mababait siguro itong mga to. And how did you find China? Anong feeling nyo when you were flying to China and you saw China?
Maganda po doon. Tas,
Maganda. Why?
ma-
By the way, maganda means beautiful there, no? Okay.
tas, mga tao po doon mababait. Tas, mahirap po makipag-usap ng English.
Mahirap makipag-usap. Difficult to communicate in English. Of course, they speak Chinese. Mag-aaral ka ba ng Chinese na para in the future?
Opo.
Okay, that's it. What did you learn any Chinese word?
No.
Even yung thank you. Anong thank you daw?
Shishe.
Ikaw, anong natutuhan mong Chinese?
Ni hao.
Ni hao, yun. That's a very good beginning.
Ponzi Pique from Paref Northfield.
Paref. Okay, Northfield. My twins graduated from there. How about you?
I'm De Basinto from Ramon Magsaysay High School.
Ramon Magsaysay, that's on EDSA. Okay. So, what was your experience in China?
It was difficult, high level of football. We had fun as a team. It was a good experience.
I think one of the difficulties you found there was the squat toilet. Am I correct?
Yes.
Well, that is traditional in many Asian countries, the squat toilet. So, were you able to score? Were you able to score?
Yeah. Yes.
Siguro kayong goalkeeper kasi malalaki kayo eh.
Defense po. Defense.
Ikaw ang goalkeeper.
Yes.
Okay. What were the interesting things and what were the difficulties when you were there? We are told that people are friendly. Communication, of course, is a problem. What other interesting things did you observe there?
The food.
The food.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was interesting about the food? Bad food? Sobrang spicy, maanghang? What was the food?
Masarap po.
Masarap. Okay. Masarap is delicious. And what else did you see? What about the young ladies there?
They were okay naman po.
Did you have a chance to have a date?
No po.
Okay. The teams were all male teams, no female football teams?
There were.
Really? Okay. How many countries again participated? So you played against Asians, Europeans, and Americans, Latin Americans also, or Africans?
We only played with Africans, Asians, and some Europeans and Australians.
How many football players were in the events?
So many.
You don't have a number?
No.
Well, I think it was around 4,000 football players from different schools all over the world, 4,000. And, so thank you very much. We'll interview the others in a while. The coach of the Quezon City Football Club, Mr. Lay Manson. And you are from the UK, Mr. Manson.
I think that was an important part of the Quezon City project, was we took the 21 boys across and made sure that they all played. So it wasn't a case of taking 11 or 12 players and having the rest sitting, observing what was happening. So it really was about the experience. So I'm very proud of the boys. They represented the Philippines very, very well. So it was good.
Do you think this has helped develop positive views among our youth and our team about China and the Philippines relating, which has been going on for 1,000 years actually? What's your...
Yes, sir. Actually, malaking bagay yung experience na naibigay nitong event na to sa mga bata. More than anything, it gave us better perspective on understanding and tolerance. No? Minsan, ito yung gawin nila dito, pero doon nakikita nila na, we can improve further pa. Or sometimes, yung, let's say, food, sa pagkain na lang, yung paano pumila, nakikita nila na kahit gutom ka na, yung disiplina, importante. Hindi lang sa Pilipinas, kundi pati sa China.
Okay. We've run out of time, so... let's move on. Thank you very much to our guest, and we'll show the other portions of our interviews. Other segments.